Ukraine once held a massive nuclear arsenal. It was a legacy of the Soviet collapse. In 1994, Ukraine made a choice. It gave up its nuclear weapons. In return, it received security guarantees. These came from Russia, the United States, and the United Kingdom. This agreement was the Budapest Memorandum. Today, Ukraine faces a harsh reality. Russia's invasion has shattered those security guarantees. This raises a difficult question. Was giving up nuclear weapons a mistake? Some argue that a nuclear Ukraine would have deterred Russia. Others believe it would have made the situation even more dangerous. Ukraine's current position is precarious. It relies heavily on Western aid. This includes military support. The future of this aid is uncertain. Some voices, particularly in the US, are calling for a reduction in aid to Ukraine. This raises the stakes even higher. The international community is watching closely. Ukraine's choices will have far-reaching consequences. They will impact regional and global security. The spectre of nuclear proliferation hangs heavy in the air. Could Ukraine develop nuclear weapons? The technical capacity exists. Ukraine has skilled scientists and engineers. It also possesses infrastructure from its Soviet past. This includes facilities that could potentially be used for uranium enrichment. However, building a nuclear weapon is a complex and costly endeavor. It requires access to specific materials and technologies. It also demands significant financial resources and time. The bigger hurdle might be political. Ukraine is a signatory to the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, or NPT. Developing nuclear weapons would violate this treaty. This would carry serious international repercussions. Despite these challenges, the possibility of a Ukrainian nuclear program cannot be completely dismissed. The current situation is volatile and unpredictable. Desperate times can lead to desperate measures. News of a potential Ukrainian nuclear program has sent shockwaves across the globe. Reactions have been swift and strong. NATO members have expressed deep concern. They view any move towards nuclear armament by Ukraine as highly destabilizing. Russia, predictably, has condemned the idea. It claims that a Ukrainian nuclear program would justify its own aggressive actions. Many see this as hypocrisy, given Russia's own nuclear arsenal and its threats to use it. China, a key player on the world stage, has urged restraint. It has called for all parties to avoid escalating the situation. China's stance reflects its own commitment to non-proliferation. It also highlights the global implications of this issue. Public opinion is divided. Some argue that Ukraine has the right to defend itself by any means necessary. Others fear the catastrophic consequences of a nuclear arms race. Section 4, a nuclear Ukraine. What could it mean? The emergence of a nuclear-armed Ukraine would be a game-changer. It would redraw the security map of Europe and beyond. For Ukraine, it could provide a much sought-after deterrent. It could deter further Russian aggression. However, it would also come at a cost. Ukraine would likely face international isolation and sanctions. For Russia, a nuclear Ukraine would be a nightmare scenario. It would undermine Russia's regional dominance. It could also embolden other former Soviet republics. For the global community, it would signal a dangerous erosion of the non-proliferation norm. It could set a precedent for other countries facing security threats. This could usher in a new era of nuclear instability. The consequences are difficult to predict with certainty. However, one thing is clear: the stakes are incredibly high. Section 5, the bigger picture: non-proliferation at a crossroads. The Ukraine situation is a stark reminder of the fragility of the global non-proliferation regime. It underscores the challenges of preventing the spread of nuclear weapons in a world where security concerns are paramount. The NPT, the cornerstone of this regime, is facing a crisis of credibility. The Ukraine conflict has exposed its limitations. The treaty relies on the good faith of its signatories. It also depends on the willingness of nuclear weapons states to provide security assurances to non-nuclear states. The international community must work together to strengthen the non-proliferation regime. This requires addressing the root causes of conflict. It also means upholding the existing treaties and agreements. The alternative is a world where nuclear weapons become more widespread. This is a future that no one can afford. The consequences are too terrible to contemplate.